Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar this morning. Jaime, Director of Technology at ENIAC, is here today to discuss and demo the SAP integration link to Retail Pro Prism. ENIAC is the developer of the SAP link and is a business partner of Retail Pro. They provide the implementation and support of the SAP link. Jaime, please take it from here.
Okay, thank you, Jada. Good morning to everyone, or good afternoon. My name, like Jada said, is Jaime Fontesilla. I am the Technology Director of ENIAC, and we work together with Retail Pro developing this link that allows us to exchange information between Retail Pro and SAP. And Retail Pro has it as one of its brand products, meaning that they can sell this link as well. They sell this link and we provide the support and implementation of the link. So I have a presentation that will give you initially a general overview of the link, what the link can do, how it works, and then later on we will do a short demo of how we exchange documents between Retail Pro Prism and SAP Business One. Okay, so the concept of the link is that it is an interface that allows us to exchange data between Retail Pro and SAP Business One. The key part of this integration is the way that we exchange documents and the type of documents we can exchange between Retail Pro and SAP. One of the key points is that we are certified by SAP. When we did the development some years ago, depending if you use HANA as a database or you use SQL as a database, they ask us that for getting the certification, we have to use the middleware that SAP has for Business One to be able to update the database. So for HANA, we use the service layer, and for SQL, we use the DI API. Okay, once we have that working, the development, we have many customers worldwide. We not only have customers in Latin America, Europe, we even have customers in Arabia, Africa, South Africa. We have a lot of customers. Okay, so if you need later on to ask for reference, you can contact us or Jada, and we will provide some reference for you that they are using the link, and normally they are very happy. Okay, the key part of the link is the screen. Okay, it explains which type of documents we can exchange between the two systems. On the right side of the screen, we have all the documents that normally originate in SAP and that we have to send to Retail Pro to allow the store to sell the products. For example, normally if you have SAP in your organization, the item information and the prices and the price changes, any change in product information, you do it in SAP. As soon as you do it in SAP, we have to send that information to Retail Pro. Why? Because we need that the same information that is used in the physical stores for selling products, we need that they are exactly the same in SAP and in Retail Pro. Also, in SAP, most of the time you have a distribution center where you send the information to the physical stores in Retail Pro, and then that sending of merchandise to the physical stores from the distribution center, you do it in SAP. Then we take the document that is used in SAP to send that physical products to Retail Pro, and we convert that document that normally is called an ITR or IT, that is information transfer request or information transfer. We send those documents to Retail Pro, and we convert those documents in something that Retail Pro understands, that is called an ASN, an Advanced Shipment Notice. The same happens with any other type of document we manage in SAP. We can make inventory adjustment in SAP, called good issue, good receipt. We can send that to Retail Pro to keep the inventory synchronized. We can manage exchange rates in SAP, and we will send that to Retail Pro, so the product will be sold with the correct price. For example, we have a very big customer called Payless that we manage 23 countries with different exchange rates regarding versus the dollar in each country, but they manage that centrally in SAP. So we send from SAP to every country the exchange rate, so when they open the physical store, they will sell at the correct price. Okay. We can send also customer information. If you have special customer, you provide credit to very important big customers, we can send that information from SAP to Retail Pro. You will see also that normally when you sell an invoice in Retail Pro, you capture also customer information. In that case, we send that customer information from Retail Pro to SAP. But if you have special customers in SAP, we can send them as well to Retail Pro. We have a document that we call photo stock that we use to update inventory quantities in the physical stores. For example, you are opening a new store and you need to update the inventory quantities from SAP to Retail Pro in that store, we do it. Some other customer will prefer to do a physical inventory in the physical store, and then we will have to send that information to SAP as well, no problem. We also manage purchase order documents. So this list is not a fixed list. We can send any type of document that you have in SAP, any type of data information in SAP that is required by Retail Pro to fulfill the sales, we can send it from SAP to Retail Pro. And then if you see in the left side is what we have to send from Retail Pro to SAP to keep both systems synchronized. The key document is sales, of course, and each sale in the invoice of Retail Pro, you have tenders. How did you pay the products that you purchased? It was cash, debit card, credit card, gift card, store credit, whatever. We send that information that is in the invoice, that are the products that are sold, the tenders, and the customer information, basic information. We send it to SAP. So everything will be synchronized between both systems. Once we receive the merchandise in Retail Pro, as I explained, with the ASN document that tells the physical store which products they are going to receive, in Retail Pro you create a voucher. That is the document that updates the inventory in the physical store. That voucher, we have to send it to SAP because we need to keep the inventory synchronized. So the link automatically will send that information. We can send also inventory adjustments. For example, you do a physical inventory in one physical store with Retail Pro, and if there are some discrepancies, the system said you have 10, but you really scan 9, we send that adjustment to SAP because the main purpose of the link is to keep the information synchronized between Retail Pro and SAP. We have transfer between stores. You can do a transfer from one store to another. We also have register closings. At the end of the day, we send that information to SAP. We save that information in the SAP journals because you need it for your financial reports. And we also support customer orders that before were called sales orders in Retail Pro. Now they're called customer orders, in which the customer is making deposits until we make in Retail Pro the final invoice, and we send all that information to SAP. Okay, this is the key part of the link. You don't have to implement all these documents for exchanging. You choose which document you need to exchange. You also choose at what frequency you need the exchange to occur. For example, I will send products maybe just once a day. Maybe I do not need to send that information immediately. But sales, and maybe I want to send sales every 2 hours from Retail Pro to SAP. So you define for each document that is going to be exchanged, what is the frequency of exchange of that document. We prevent data duplication. We get alerts and send emails when something does not function correctly. For example, one store didn't have internet communication that day and they couldn't send the sales. We send alerts to the corresponding people, can be technical people, can be business people. So we have a lot of automation in this link. And the key part of the link is that it functions automatically. You don't have to press any button. Once you define what you are going to do, what you are going to exchange, and at what time you're going to exchange that information, then the link works by itself. It will just alert you if there is something that is not working correctly. Okay? This is the architecture of the link. I will present the architecture is very similar for HANA and for SQL. In the middle, you have the links that is a Windows service that has a special module called the configurator. In the configurator, we specify which documents we want to exchange and with what frequency. And also, we define in the configurator the mappings required for making the exchange automatically. What does that mean? We need to know exactly each field in what table of SAP correspond to which field in what table of Retail Pro. Okay, it can be HANA in SAP, Oracle in Retail Pro, as you know. So we have a special interface that is in the graphic, the RP HANA interface that uses in the case of HANA, the service layer. That is a middleware provided by SAP for updating and extracting data from the HANA database. In the left side, you will see how we access Retail Pro. Since we are using Retail Pro Prism, we use the APIs of Retail Pro Prism for extracting data and updating data in the Retail Pro database. And that is the way that the link works. It's very simple, the architecture, but it's very powerful. We are not an add-on of SAP, and we are not a plugin of Retail Pro. We are a middleware that sits between Retail Pro and SAP, and that is the reason that we can be very flexible. We can adapt the link to the customer requirements, and it has shown with all this year we have worked and we have many customers that is the right way that the link works. Okay, if you have SQL, you see that the architecture is similar. The difference is that in the right side in SAP, there is a special middleware for SQL called the API. But the rest of the architecture is the same. You have the link in the middle, that is a Windows service that has a module called the configurator, where you specify the documents you want to exchange and at what time you want to exchange. And then you have the interface that allows us to communicate with SAP using the DI API. And you have in the left the Prism APIs that allow us to communicate with Retail Pro Oracle database and update that. We also, beside our most 98% of our customers are SAP Business One. We have a couple of customers that has another version of SAP, for example, ECC 6.0. The only difference in the left side, you will see that we use the Prism API to update and extract the data from the Oracle Retail Pro database. The only difference is in these versions of SAP do not have a middleware for accessing the database. We prefer to work with a specialized SAP partner, and we exchange data with shared files. So we will put in a file all the information that comes from Retail Pro that have to update the SAP database. And we will ask the SAP partner to locate, position in these shared files, all the information that needs to be updated in Retail Pro Oracle database. We have some big customers that use this implementation, but as I tell you, the majority of our customers use SAP Business One. Okay? And then from the implementation side, what do we need? We have to install some modules in the Retail Pro side and in the SAP side. In the Retail Pro side, we need Retail Pro Prism installed, of course. Normally, the link, we install it where the Retail Pro Prism HQ is installed. Then we configure the interface, meaning that we specify all the parameters we require to access Oracle, all the credentials, and we specify which documents we want to exchange in the configurator. Once we define the document, we define the mappings that may require some special fields depending on customer requirements. Not all customers implement Retail Pro and SAP the same way. Not all of them have the same process flow. Not all of them use the same fields. But we have some basic out-of-the-box mapping that we can use for those customers. And we define the communication frequency per each document. Same thing we do in the Retail Pro side. We have to do it in the SAP side. In the SAP side, we need SAP Business One installed. We need the service layer or the DI API enabled and the credential for accessing them. And we configure the interface, saying which documents will go from SAP to Retail Pro. We make the mappings, the frequency of definition, and any other parameter that is required by SAP. SAP may be located in the cloud, in AWS, in SAP Cloud. No problem. We need just to have that information for telling the link how it will access the database. Okay. The key part of this are the mappings. Okay. The mappings tells me or tells the link for each field that is in this table of SAP. There is a corresponding field in Retail Pro Oracle database in this table. Once we define the mappings, the link can work automatically. And that is the key important part of it, that it works without human intervention. And the reason that it does is that we can define which document we want to exchange, at what time we want to exchange it, and we define the mapping so the link will work by itself. As you see in the left part of the screen, we have some out-of-the-box mappings that are predefined by us based on our experience of the more than 50 customers we have, but always the customer have special requirements and we have to make some small adaptation to the mapping to fulfill the customer requirements. Okay? And then that is the general overview of the link. I would like, if you have any questions of the general overview, please ask them before we go to the demo.
Hi, May. I think you can just go ahead with onto the demo. And then I don't see any questions coming in right now. We can take any more questions also at the end, so I'll keep track of those.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, I will show a basic demo of the link. So you will see how the data flows between both systems. Okay, for showing the demo, I am going to do a very basic and a small flow. First, I will create a product in SAP Business One and transfer it to Retail Pro. That is the standard procedure. Normally, the catalog of products in your organization, if you use SAP, you will create the products in SAP. But those products have to go to Retail Pro so we can sell them at the stores. Okay. When we create the product in Retail Pro, we will send a notification of transfer of merchandise from the distribution center to the physical store. We do that with a document called in SAP, it's called ITR, Information Transfer Request. We send that to Retail Pro, and in Retail Pro, the link converts that to an ASN. The ASN tells to the physical store, hey, you are going to receive this merchandise. Once the merchandise arrives and is received, is convert that document in a voucher by Retail Pro to update inventory in Retail Pro. And then once we update the inventory in Retail Pro, we have to send that document to SAP. So in the right side, you see that we take the voucher and the voucher is sent to SAP. And in SAP, we create a document called inventory transfer for updating the inventory, and we make reference to the ITR. So everything will be related and synchronized perfectly. So right now I create a product. I send products from the distribution center to the store. I receive the products. I update the inventory in the store, and now I can make a sale. Okay? I can make a sale in Retail Pro, and then I have to send that sale to SAP. That sale to SAP, we created in SAP. In SAP, it's called an AR invoice. And we can send the partner, the business partner is the customer in SAP, Can be a generic customer or can be a customer with all its detail. And we can have incoming or outgoing payments for the tenders, depending if it is a regular sale or if it's a return. We manage all that information. Okay, so this is the link, the flow I will show you. Number one, create the product, send the product to Retail Pro. Number two, I send merchandise from the distribution center to Retail Pro. I receive it in Retail Pro, I update the inventories in both systems, and then I make a sale, and you will see how the inventories are synchronized between SAP and Retail Pro. Okay. The first thing that we have to do, if you use the, you see this is a SAP Spring, we have to create some user-defined fields. In Retail Pro, you have a hierarchy of the catalog, that is department, class, subclass, and you also, if you are in an apparel store or a sports store, you have size, attributes. Those things are not native in SAP. So normally in SAP, you create that when you create a product with user-defined fields. The link supports any number of user-defined fields in SAP and Retail Pro. There is no limit to what we can do. We can define those user-defined fields because for Retail Pro, for example, it's mandatory at least to have the department code, and the department code, the name is optional, the department code for creating a product. Also, I need a preferred vendor that is called in SAP for creating a product in Retail Pro. So normally what we do is that we create the user-defined field in SAP that are mandatory in Retail Pro for each type of document. Once we create that in SAP, we can create a product. So you will see here that I am creating Retail Pro demo 1. I am specifying in the right side, you see, in this case, I am specifying department, class, subclass, size, color. That is what is called in Retail Pro and style. That after that is very useful that you see a matrix with the size and the colors in Retail Pro. That since in SAP is not native, we have to define the user-defined field for saving that information. You will see also in the middle of the screen that we have a preferred vendor. You need a vendor in Retail Pro for creating the product. And also you will see we have the unit price, the barcode. We can have all the fields that you need in Retail Pro that you have to specify in SAP. And if you have special fields in SAP that you will send to Retail Pro, we just add it to the mapping and send it automatically. So once you create the product in SAP, you will see that we have all the mandatory fields here, and then we have a special feature in the link that is called manual processing. The link works automatically. It will transfer the documents at the frequency specified automatically, but we have a manual processing not just for demos. We have seen that customers use them very often for a specific transfer between the both systems. Okay, so you will see in this left side, we are sending information document from SAP Business One to RP Prism. What type of document? Product. Okay, and then we have several ways of specifying product. In this case, I am specifying document ID. I can do it by range, date. I can do it, but send me all the new documents. This is the manual processing. They will work behind the scenes for you because it's automatically. Okay, once we select this and we hit the process key that is in the right middle of the screen, you will see that we send that product information from SAP to Retail Pro. If you go to Retail Pro Prism, you will see that RP Demo 10 is now available in Retail Pro. With all the attributes that we specify in the item master of SAP that were in the mapping. So you will see that we can have UPC, we can have ALU, that is the internal product code that the organization use for the products in Retail Pro. We have the department, class, subclass, we have the vendor code, the description. In this case, they are not sending cost, but we could. We are sending the price. We send all the information that is required from SAP to Retail Pro. Okay, now after we have the product, we can make a transfer of items from this distribution center that we do that in SAP, we can send that to Retail Pro. So we make an inventory transfer request. This is a SAP screen for inventory transfer request, where we specify the products that we want to send, that we really are telling the store that will be sent and received at the store. Okay, we do the same using our feature of manual processing. If you see the direction, it goes from SAP to Prism. What type of document? ASN is the document that will be received in the physical store by Retail Pro. So we specify the information of the inventory transfer request, the document ID of the inventory transfer request, and we send that as an ASN. You go to Retail Pro and you will see that you receive the corresponding ASN document. Then, if you remember the flow, after we receive the ASN that tells me how many products I am going to receive and in which quantity, we need to create a voucher. And then that is a Retail Pro function that based on that ASN, we create the voucher with the quantity that we are receiving. Okay, once we create the voucher that updates the inventory in the physical store, we have to send that voucher to SAP. And then you will see here the voucher with all the product received, and we use the manual processing of the link again to send the voucher to SAP. You see in the interface direction in the top left, it says we're going from Prism to SAP Business One. What type of document? Voucher. And we specify which document we want to send. Once we send that document in SAP, we update the inventory in SAP. If you see in SAP, you can use and see the relationship map. You will see the document that we create an inventory transfer. We relate it to the inventory transfer request that was the original document sent to Retail Pro as an ASN. We also can specify a business partner. It can be a generic business partner or it can be a specific business partner. Business partner is the name that SAP gives to customers. Okay, so we send that information, we update the inventory, and now if you ask for the inventory of this product in Retail Pro and you ask for the inventory of this product in SAP, you will get the same information. Okay? So once we finish this basic cycle, we can do a sale. Okay, we have all this product, we sold this quantity in each store. Each product is identified, and we have how many units we have in each store, so we can make a sale. Okay, we make a sale that we say we are going to create an invoice with this sale, these quantities, this tal, and we send that sale to SAP. Okay, you see in the top left, interface direction Prism to SAP, document type sales. Okay, we specify which invoice in Retail Pro we want to send, and we send it using the manual processing feature. Once we receive the sale in SAP, you will see that in the relationship map of SAP, we have the document we created based on the invoice of Retail Pro. In SAP is called an AR invoice. In the tender, in this case, I think it was cash, we create an incoming payment. But if you have credit card, gift card, that we will create the corresponding tender in SAP. And if you specify a default customer or you specify the data of the customer, we save that in the SAP Business Partner table. Okay, so once we have the sale that we did in Retail Pro, send it to SAP, we have again the inventory synchronized. Retail Pro diminish the inventory of the product we sold, and SAP will do the same when we create the AR invoice. Okay, and then this is the basic flow I showed you. So everything here will be automatically. I showed you the manual processing feature just for demo purpose, but everything that you saw will happen automatically without any type of human intervention. We created an item, file number 2, and we send it to Retail Pro. We created a sending of merchandise from the distribution center to the physical store. When the product were received in the physical store, we updated the physical store inventory, creating a voucher in Retail Pro. That voucher, we send it to SAP as an inventory transfer document, referencing the inventory transfer request, so both inventory in both systems will be synchronized. And then we can make any type of sales. and the sale is sent from Retail Pro to SAP. And that is the basic flow. We have, as you saw in the initial screen of the overview, many types of documents. We have about 20 types of document. Each document has its own special process, but function exactly like I am showing you. If the document originates in SAP, with the mapping, we create it in Retail Pro. If the document originates in Retail Pro, with the mapping, we create it in SAP. And that is the way the link works automatically. Okay? I don't know if you have any questions. Jada, I think that is good to leave it this way, or if they want to see anything additionally.
I think that's all been really great. There are a few questions that have come in we can go through, and then if there's anything else that you'd like to go through, we can do that. The first question that came through, what versions of SAP B1 are supported?
9 and 10.
Awesome. And then as far as Retail Pro, what versions are supported?
We have customer already with Prism 2.2. That is the latest one. We have also with Prism 2.0, 2.1, and we have some old customers also with RP9.
Great.
The only thing we do not support is RP8, okay? But RP9 and all the versions of Prism, we do support them.
Great. How long will the implementation process take?
Okay. The correct question for not line is depending of the document you want to exchange. In our experience, each document takes between 2 and 4 days, depending on the complexity of the process flows in the customer environment. So if, for example, you're going to exchange 6 documents, I will say that in less than a month, you have the link working perfectly.
Okay, that's great. The next question that we had come through, where is the link installed? Is this at Retail Pro headquarters? Can it be done virtually?
Well, the link is installed where the Prism HQ is located, or in the case of RP9, with the HQ is located. SAP can be anywhere. Normally, we prefer to install the link where Retail Pro HQ is located for facility of communication, but it could really be anywhere. We can communicate with the Retail Pro database independently of where it is, and with the SAP database independently of where it is.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Is the link a plugin of Retail Pro?
No, we are a middleware between SAP and Retail Pro. We are not a plugin of Retail Pro, and we are not either an add-on of SAP. We are an independent product that allows us to exchange information between the two systems.
Okay, one last question that I have right now. How much data can be exchanged through the link/integration? Will it crash if it's too much?
Okay, so far we have not found a limit. We have a customer, for example, that last time I remember we transferred 160,000 products. Normally, we have like I told you, a huge customer called Payless from 23 countries that we have the HQ centralizing in Retail Pro all that information, and they produce about 4,000 invoices in each store. So that means we send maybe 5,000 invoices to Retail Pro. The link is not the problem. Maybe you will have to increase the hardware for Retail Pro. Maybe you will have to increase the hardware for SAP. But regarding the link and the communication, we have not found any performance problem, any limit of the amount of information that we can transfer between the two systems.
Okay, that is great information. That's all the questions that I have that have come through. Do you have anything else that you would like to demonstrate?
No, I think that if there are no more questions, just if they can contact you if they want to install that in their environment, just to make sure it works, we are willing to do it. Just we are willing to work with anyone that has the need of interchanging information between SAP Business One and Retail Pro.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Jaime, for demonstrating today. Again, like Jaime said, if you would like to schedule a personalized demo or learn more information, please reach out to us. In the meantime, thank you everyone for attending, and we hope you have a great day.
Thank you.